Yeah, yeah, they half stepping. I got the whipping, nah, nigga, check on burn say. Kicking back, count my blessings, yeah, nigga stress. Yeah, I'm still learning lessons, still get some shit picked up before I get out there and records about to get messy. Yo, bitch, you keep texting, I ain't flexing. Shit, I just wanna let you know, don't start acting like a hoe. Packing up all your clothes, call your mama. Like, you done broke my heart, nigga, get it off the floor. You better
It's
get it
KC
off the
Hussle,
floor.
and right now we tapping in with Legends on the Rise.
So, Mr. KC Hussle, tell me where you're from.
Grew up on the north side of Birmingham till I was 14 and moved to Chalkville from there throughout high school.
So, what was life like growing up for you in Birmingham?
I mean, it was pretty normal, whatever you call normal. Had friends, played outside and all this stuff. I never had to I hear a lot of people be like they help their parents and this and that. I had to play it outside, but thinking about it, still had some stuff going on in the environment as far as gangs and shootings, but I was never involved in it. It was just around.
Gotcha. So, did you grow up in a two-parent home with your mother and your father?
One parent home, but it was the death of my mother.
Okay, so you grew up with just your father?
Yeah, it was just me, my dad, and my brother.
Okay, and tell me what happened and how did you end up just growing up with your father?
My mom passed, and nobody really never gave me a real answer or nothing like that. It's just different, various stories I heard. But ended up finding out it was some receiving bad blood in the hospital. So, but with my dad and them, it was just like I said, me and my brother, and he worked, came home. We was there by ourselves sometimes, but we still had neighbors look out for us. So it was normal for me.
How old were you when your mom passed?
I was 5.
Okay, gotcha. So, how did you come up with the name KC Hussle?
At first, I was just going by KC. We ain't out nowhere, but did a project called Common Sense. Started working on another project. My brother Trill Will, who produced everything for me, was like, "Hey, we need to change your name." So I'm like, "Why?" He was like, if somebody want to search your name, you want it to be easy to find. And he was like, if you put KC, that's too generic. So I'm like, okay. So I was trying to think of some stuff. KC Hussle came to me when I went to make my IG page. I spelled hustle the correct way. Somebody had it, so I was like, I like that damn name. I need it. At that time, I was listening to Nipsey Hussle, and I think he just dropped that project on Crenshaw. So I was like, I'm just spelling how Nip spell his name. So I put that in. It went through, and now, that was the best thing for me, because when I do search my music, I'm popping up, just a bunch of different variations of people off a generic name.
Okay, gotcha. How long you been rapping now?
I've been rapping 5 years, so yeah.
About 5 years. So how did you get off into rapping? What started your rap career?
First, I never thought I would be rapping at all. It never crossed my mind. But me and my brother, one night, getting ready to go to a club with a friend, we pre-gaming. He been making beats for a minute. We was talking about a situation where we moved back to where we used to stay in Uptown on the north side. Basically, somebody ended up breaking in our apartment when we went there, and we were talking about this situation, and he was making a beat, and I was like, I just started rapping, but it wasn't no, oh shit, you fight type shit. It was more like, if you work on it, you'll have potential. So.
Gotcha. So Do you remember the first song that you recorded? What was the name of that first song?
The first song I recorded was called North North,
Okay.
cause
Remember?
I
Cause you
grew
from
up
the
on the
north.
north side. Yeah,
Gotcha. You remember?
16 bars.
You remember the lyrics?
I don't remember the lyrics, but I remember it took me like 2 weeks to write just a 16.
Okay. So do
Cause
you?
he had to teach me my brother had to teach me how to count bars.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know that can be challenging just starting out a rap career.
Yeah.
Now, do you write now, or do you freestyle, or what's your process when you go into the studio?
My process now is I just freestyle, punch myself in. I used to write. The last project I literally wrote, it's called Mental Note 2, which is out there. But after that, I freestyle everything. I find it better for me, quicker, and now I could work with different cadences and stuff like that. So
Right. And I know it kind of helps. Your brother makes all your beats, so you don't have to go out searching and looking for beats, right?
yeah, I don't gotta. I'm kind of spoiled in that area.
Yeah.
I don't have to look for no beats or nothing like that. So
Gotcha. So, do you go to the studio and record, or what's your recording process, or how does that work for you?
I record at the house. I record myself. Used to go to my brother Trillwell house. We record. But now I find it way better for me to just record at the house now. So anytime I get an urge, I could just set it up right there. I don't gotta try to book a section or make sure he not busy. I could just be like, shit, fuck it. Set everything up and I do it myself.
Gotcha. So, what's your latest release project, and how long ago has it been since you released your latest project?
My latest project is Spiritual Neglect, and I put that out, I think, October, November-ish in 2020.
How many tracks did you have on that?
I think it's 4, it's an EP, so it's 4 tracks on there.
Okay, gotcha. So, out of all of your music, how many projects have you released?
Mental Note 2 is that's like a full length project. I think there's like 15 songs. But between that, it's EPs. It got to be 5, 6 of them. You'll get Spiritual Neglect, Smokers Club, Section 8 with me and my cousin Don Juan, NFL, which stands for No Fucking Love, Road Warriors with me and my brother Trill Will. So I got a few.
Gotcha. How many songs do you think you've recorded since you've been doing music?
I had to record over 100 songs because I just talked to my brother yesterday. He said we got like 50 songs that's not released yet because I'm still just recording and sending him. And he was like, you gotta slow down and try to start piecing stuff together. So
Gotcha. So what's coming up for KC Hussle? What do you have in the making? What you got coming up?
right now I'm in the process of still promoting Spiritual Neglect. After that, me and my nephew, Red Peasy, we plan on putting a project out. Not sure the name or the date, but it's gonna be this year. After that, I may just drop a few singles, and then I know by the end of the year, I have an idea in mind for an album. I want to name it I Am the Villain.
Gotcha. So who are some of your motivations and aspirations, and who motivates you when it comes to hip hop and rap?
With the music, you got Nas, people like Starlito, Larry June, Monroe Flow, 8 Ball, MJG, a lot of underground people.
Gotcha. So you look more like underground rappers, and more so than mainstream rappers.
Yeah, it's a few mainstream I may listen to, but it's mostly underground artists that I listen to. More relatable.
Gotcha. Now, growing up, you said you grew up without a mother, but as you were growing up as a young man, you did have someone you kind of looked up to, like a older guy that he got killed or something happened to him tragically. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I had a friend who was murdered, but the thing was, it was made to seem be like he had a stroke or something like that. As far as not trying to get too deep into it, a few people that I know, which is, I think it's a cold case or it's still open. But it was told me he had a stroke. Come to find out later on down the road, it was a homicide, blunt trauma to the head. And it was and another thing was just the shit that kind of hurt me was someone tried to involve me in it. So they tried to, they did, made me a person of interest. And I ended up talking to them and they cleared my name. So that was one of the things that was really hurtful because that was like a best friend of mine.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know how that is, losing someone that's close to you, looked up to, but you know you're strong and you made it through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing. So tell me about Weed and Wine.
Weed and Wine is content I create for my IGTV where I'm in the car enjoying some weed. I ain't got to the wine yet. I'll get to it, but just talking about different shit, trying to be more open-minded as far as talking about like what motivates you, what you need to do to get motivated. I want to get into like financial literacy, talking about setting goals and stuff like that. Well, people may see it and they probably be like they never thought of it that way, or that's a good start. It's just like motivational. But eventually I want to get guests on and get their opinions on certain topics, just different topics. Either it be religion, do you think what's the best way to raise your kids? Just somewhere to be real open-minded and just be like, I never thought of that way type shit.
Gotcha. Now, when do you drop this content?
I drop it every Sunday, but it's gonna be between 12:30 and 1 on my IGTV, and I've been going 8 weeks strong consistently right now.
Gotcha. There was also an incident where you had a health scare and you made some drastic changes in your health as well, right?
Yeah, younger I used to, well, my teenage years, I used to get real bad migraines, and it seemed like it happened the same time every year, and it just seemed like it got worse and worse. So one year it happened, I went to the ED. They gave me these shots where it's supposed to subside the pain. It made it worse. It felt like my skull was cracking. I couldn't be in light. So my dad took me to another hospital. They was finna give me the same 2 shots. I was like, yeah, I got these 2 last time and it made it worse. So they was like, well, we'll give it to you anyway. We'll wait 30 minutes to an hour to see if your pain gone away. If not, they was gonna run a CAT scan. I was like, for what? They was like, you may have a tumor on your brain. So at that point, I was just looking like, shit, I just came here for a headache and y'all talking about cancer. So it went away, the pain went away. I was like, okay, cool, I feel fine. And then after that, I just changed my just lifestyle as far as eating. I don't eat pork, no soda, a lot of fruits, vegetables, no soda, water, and now I started to meditate and everything else. So that just changed my lifestyle, period. There's a lot of stuff I don't do no more that I used to do.
Well, so tell us how your fans can find your music, or those who would like to find your music, and how they can reach you on social media and platforms. How can they locate you on the platforms, and how can they find your music?
Social media, I'm more active On IG, it'll be KC_Hussle. That's KC_HUSSLE. I got a Facebook fan page. I really don't use it, so IG is the best place to find me. And music is on all streaming platforms. Just search KC Hussle, and all my stuff will pop up.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in and chatting with us today, Mr. KC.
All right, man. I appreciate it.